Hey guys, so I wanted to do a pick a pile reading for you, a love pick a pile one. So this would be for anybody that is single and looking at potential partners, or if you're already in a relationship and you just want to understand what's going on. This video is time stamped, so after the intro, if you feel you know which pile you're drawn to, just go ahead and skip to that portion of the video. Also, I'll put all the timestamp info in the description below. As always, thank you so much for all the likes, comments, and subscribing you guys are doing. It's really helping the channel grow. It is a general reading for the collective, so, take what resonates, leave the rest. And this is about what you need to hear in relation to your relationship or your prospective relationship right now, and what's going on with you and the other person. So just go ahead and focus on that question, or ask Spirit what you need to hear right now in that, and just keep that in mind whenever you pick the pile you're most drawn to. And then, as I said, the timestamps will be in the description below. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. I'll give you a minute. Hey, pile 1, so this is your pile. These on top of all the cards are pendants that my husband and I make and we sell in our Etsy store. Not the Wandering Wellsprings one, because I actually have that as well, but it's a Visionaire Studios Etsy store. I'll put the link in the description below. You can see it, I don't know. It's a tree of life, so it's got the green adventurine right here. Hope that's coming out. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's got the green adventurine and then the amethyst right there. So it helps with the heart chakra, promotes compassion and empathy for yourself and others, calms irritation, anger, and resentment. It's really big for heart chakra in general. And then the amethyst, it helps your memory, but mostly it's really good for emotional balancing. Helps you open up to your intuition and psychic gifts, protects from negativity, and it enhances motivation. It's really awesome. Like, a lot of people love amethyst. It's a really calming stone. But yeah, so let's get to it though. Okay, I'm trying to see. I'm not gonna do this one first. I like to, let's start with it. Oops, I didn't read that. Good thing I don't have not the best eyesight, but I'm just slow to read certain things sometimes. So I'll do the tarot first. So let's do this first. And I don't read reversals, so. I love this deck. So yeah, you've got the Hierophant, the King of Cups, the Sun, and the Six of Cups. And let me see. I don't know how well you can see that. I'll try to put it up for you guys a little bit. It's the Hierophant and the King of Cups and the Sun and then the Six of Cups. Hopefully that helped a little bit. My whole setup is way different. I am using a different camera and different arm thing holder, so now I can't really see what you're seeing. And I moved my furniture, so like everything is different right now. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well though. So anyways, the Hierophant. So part of the thing with the Hierophant is a lot of times it's bringing the past. Not bringing the past, but there's an element of basically taking your new experiences where you are now and bringing your own familiarity. So like try to treat it like things were in the past with other experiences, and then like basically trying to connect to your new environment by doing that, by connecting and by bringing things that are familiar, that you remember familiar as far as the way you connected. So in terms of a relationship situation, I mean, that would make total sense. I'll see intuitively though if I see stuff in there, but a lot of times it's about order, about, you know, one thing here, this there, like there's a lot of different elements in the card, but a lot of times I like the concept of bringing old traditions to the new. So almost in a, like I said, in a spirit of trying to make things familiar for yourself. Like that's one thing that really sticks out for me with the Hierophant card in general. The King of Cups is authority and emotional and psychic. And a lot of times the King of Cups, it's emotionally, or I mean, it's authority in those ways, but it's in a different way. It's like while being submerged in it, it's not just authority over it. Like, okay, I got control of my emotions, I'm good. It's like being able to be in it and still like not be controlled by it, but not be like overly affected by it. I don't know how to describe that. How to be consumed, or not being consumed by it. Sorry. Oh, you'll have to, like, I hoped I wouldn't have to bring this up, but I'm kind of doing a juice fast right now. So I'm on juice brain. I'm on the second day of it. So yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't affect too badly because it's a lot of intuition instead of like logic stuff, but juice brain affects the way you communicate too. So sorry, please bear with me. I didn't think about that though when I decided to do that. But yeah, so then the Sun, it's about celebration, celebrating, again, bringing the past into the present, but in a celebration way, like everything culminating. So all the stuff you learned from before and the stuff you've been learning to now, like all of it. And it's like, you're like, it's an apex. It's like, not even an apex, it's culminating. I don't know. It's growing. It's a celebration. It's success. And then the Six of Cups, again, Six of Cups can be, it can be that whole reconnecting to past stuff. So some of you guys, I mean, especially these two cards are flanking this spread. So I really feel like for some of you guys, it's a matter of bringing the past into the present, whether that's reconnecting with an old person or literally saying, okay, well, this is what I liked in the past, and I want to have the emotional control this time. I'm not going to get sucked into things. I'm actually going to have control over my emotions and, you know, have authority in that and have that maturity. And I'm going to succeed in this, and I'm going to be able to make this connection. I'm going to be able to, I mean, I'm doing this because like he's like pulling it up, but literally like pulling up things that from the past. So this could be reaching out. It could be, because I mean, Cups is relational, but it could be reaching out. Some of you could be, you know, it could be, you know, old work people or old acquaintances you had before, and, you know, you're reaching out. But a lot of it, I mean, there's joy in this. There's a lot of joy. I mean, even this, there's a lot of joy in this too. So it's really, it seems like you're building up for this and you understand what's needed as far as, it really feels like for some of you guys, like, you know that you had it right before in some ways, like in the past. And I'm not saying that you had it right as far as who the people you were with were, but there's a mentality. I feel like there's a mentality, like there's something he's recognizing, and I feel like there's a past, like this is looking in the past. And like, you know what's funny is in this one, it feels almost like you guys are also maybe going to try to, I mean, I know she's like pretty much naked, but she's also covered too. I mean, she's not covered. She's selectively covered. So some of you guys are trying to control your emotions and control your stuff to take things more slowly, physically, and reconnect with past people. And maybe, you know, and maybe hoping for different outcomes. Who knows? I'm trying to see. It's funny too, because he's like on this thing, this chair thing, creature, I guess. I don't know. But then this one's a creature they're on, and then this one, like everyone's on something. Everyone's on supported. So I feel like for some of you guys, like you feel really guided and supported. I mean, even he's not on that, but he's on this, and then the water is like almost covering him and holding him at the same time. So some of you guys really feel really supported in this. Like, you might feel like normally, you know, the idea of don't go back to past people and don't go do this and don't do that, but you're really confident in who you're going to be in this situation. So you're really, like, a lot of you are going into this situation feeling like, I'm going to know myself now. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to succeed in myself, and I'm not going to make it go to past stuff. Like, I'm not going to make it veer to go into the past patterns. Like, you're not going to repeat. You're going to repeat what you want to repeat of the Hierophant. You know, what worked for you, you're going to repeat. But you're not wanting other things to repeat. You're actually wanting to have more emotional control in it. That's the biggest thing. It really seems like right now you're just trying to have emotional control in this. Looks like new, but like I said, some of you guys, a lot of you guys, this is new. It's either new, bringing someone from the past, or you're looking at something and you're saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do from this point on. And you might be like reconnecting with someone maybe you didn't know very well. Maybe it was an acquaintance, and you have that familiarity, that Six of Cups familiarity. I mean, cups. Yeah, I mean, this is it is a relationship spread. It's just sometimes it's interesting when you see other elements and no, you're not. Like, your focus is like, I'm going to do this way in the relationship and this connection. Whether you're serious about the actual relationship itself or not, this is who you want to be in it, is what I'm seeing. You want to be this emotional authority over yourself. You don't want to be swept up in it. You don't want to be, you don't want that anymore. Okay, let me see. Let's pull this one because it's another tarot. Hangman. There you go. Yeah, so you're detached. It's not detached in a bad way, but part of the Hangman is he's getting away. He's pulling away from, you know, being around everyone else's energy, and so he can actually hear himself, so he can meditate, he can, you know, reach his euphoria, but part of doing that is separating himself from everyone else. So this could be, some of you could be doing this in order to get here, but some of you are also doing this in yourself. You're like, okay, I'm going to separate myself from feeling that. I'm going to separate myself from being so controlled by my circumstances and my relationships outside of me. And it's funny, like, I know he's like hangman, but with this hand, the way it's put, and then this hand, it feels almost like he's holding it to me. So I feel like in that moment, when you do that, when you when you release your need to, when you release your need to be controlled by the emotions around you. Okay, so for some of you, when you've allowed this to, not this, but the opposite of this, you know, you've like allowed yourself to get so tangled up, that was a comfort for you. That was a security for you. That was okay, I know this is real because it's making me move. It's making me do this. This is happening. I'm getting frazzled, so I know this is an emotional connection. But the thing is you're coming to a place that you're realizing you don't need to be moved by others, and you don't need to be immersed and weaved in with others in order for you to shine. So that's how even you're able to do this. Like, I don't know if you're here right now, but this is your intention. And this is where you're going with the path you're on currently. And time is fluid. I mean, all this is fluid. So I'm saying this right now, and this is according to where you are right now. If you make different decisions tomorrow that don't relate to this, that are different, that are a different path, you know, you can choose your path. Everything, you know, you're in charge of your destiny in that. But it feels like he's holding on to this. It feels like he's finally able to hold on to, I almost want to say like the light that is him, like his aura, his essence, because he finally lets go of having to be controlled and hold on and be in everyone else's rhythm. Okay, so I hope that is making sense. Trying to see, is there anything? There's so many details in these pictures. Like, I could go on analyzing this stuff, but then I'd like be here forever. And some people, like, they don't hear the message as well like that. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one first. See, there you go. Listen to your guardian angel. The other thing with this is, again, it's within him. I hope you can see this. It's within him, within this angel, him, her, whatever. It's within them is that water and that sun. For some of you guys, this is like an artistic passion thing, I think, too. I mean, not artistic passion, but your connection to this person, or your connection in general, you're searching in romantic connections, is like connected to your artistic passions. So for some of you, even becoming this more might be a matter of holding your own light and growing in your passions as well, and your creativities and creative pursuits, not creativities. But yeah, because that's my own thing. That's not based off this card or anything. It's just, it reminded me of something in my own life. So I'm like, okay, I have a feeling that's for somebody there. Not everybody, but regardless, it's seeing yourself, your light, holding your light. Like, this feels, I mean, even look at the color scheme. Like, it's very much like in your essence, you hold yourself. But the only way to do that is to listen to your guardian angel, is to listen to divine guidance, is to listen to the divine, listen to who you are inside, instead of deciding that you need to be controlled, or you need to be in the same rhythm as everyone around you, or in rhythm with everyone around you in order to matter. You don't need to be intertwined with everyone else for your voice to mean anything, if that makes sense. I hope that's making sense. Like, it's separate. Like, this inside looks nothing like this outside, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's okay if, sorry, I hope I didn't just spin on this. It's okay if you're your own person and you have your own light. You don't need other people to be your light. And you don't need to be a light. Like, you might want to be a light for other people, and you might, in general, just being you, be a light, and that's cool. But that's not part of your purpose. That's not your purpose. That's not part of your worth either. You're worthy whether you're shining on somebody or not. You are beautiful in yourself whether you're shining on somebody or not. You're being true to your path whether you're shining on somebody or not. Not your path, but your purpose is what I mean. Because part of your path can be shining on somebody, but it's different. Sorry, I hope this is all coming across okay. Like I said, I'm a juice brain. I didn't think about that. So yeah, reconciliation, there you go. So some of you guys, someone from your past is returning to your life. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So you're trying to bring someone through, and it seems like they might be coming through, and you're focused on you though in it. You're actually, it seems like some of you are actually focused on you and trying to focus on who you're going to be in this. So yeah, that's super like, that, okay, when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more, which again is right in line. Okay, so it's like this. It's like he doesn't hold that like that until he's not laying, but he's upside down like that. So it's when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. So it's like when you're finally trusting, listening to your guardian angels about where you are and basically where you are. Instead of focusing on, I need to do this, I need to keep going, I need to keep going, I need to keep going, and this like constant struggle mentality, you attract that energy when you do that. But if you go into okay, I've surrendered, and you trust, not because you haven't, but actually because you've been shown you have and you think you have, then you rest in that. And then you bring more of that energy of, okay, so this person, so you've surrendered. So now that you've surrendered, the universe doesn't have to respond to you struggling, trying, and you getting in your own way energetically, but rather can just be like, okay, now you have your hands open. Because as soon as you surrender, you have your hands open. As soon as you quit trying to be the monkey that's like It's like the monkey, you know, like, I think I said this in another video. I say this analogy all the time. Through bars, right? Monkey sticks his hand through bars, like, you know, a cage or whatever. And you put a banana in his hand, then he can't take his hand back out because the banana's making it, you know, bigger so it can't go through. But as soon as he lets go, he can get through. So that's the whole thing, is it's like, as soon as you surrender and you quit trying to grab everything for yourself, or you quit that mentality of scarcity mindset where I need, you relax and you're able to receive what you're supposed to receive. And you're able to also let loose or be free from the things you've been gripping onto that haven't actually been part of your higher purpose or haven't been part of your path. Not your path, but you know what I mean, like leading you. Okay, and then Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. I mean, again, it's the same thing. It's like, if you're trying to intertwine with everybody else, or if you have that entertainment, that energy, I'm so sorry, that energy, maybe entertainment, I guess, I don't know. If you have that, I mean, maybe, okay. I'm just going to run with it. I just said the word entertainment instead of energy. So for some of you guys, you might be trying to entertain others. You might be trying to be the most interesting person. And you might be trying to not put on this show, but like be your best self. But really, it's not even for you. It's for everyone else or someone else, and or in relationships. And this is like saying, like, quit showing your hand. It doesn't matter. No one else needs to see it. Like, it's save your cards. Like, save your hand. Hold it to yourself. Like, no one else needs. I mean, even this. Like, it's like when you go into this mentality and you let go, and you're not, you know, trying to connect with everyone else's flow in order to hear your own flow, but you actually trust that you have a flow and you have your own rhythm, and your rhythm's just as good without other people's around you. Then you quit trying to show everyone your hand to prove that you're worthy. And this is literally, that's what I feel like for this pile one, you guys have been trying to prove you're worthy. And you've been saying it's because you want to be the most interesting, some of you, one group of you. It's been not most interesting, but, you know, as good. Some of you, you've been doing it because you feel like when you're moved emotionally or inspired by others, whether it's in hardships or fight or flight situations or anything like that, it's felt real to you. It's felt more real because it's made you move, because you haven't trusted that your voice or who you are is good enough to move unless somebody else is doing the inspiring, unless someone else is doing the pushing, unless there's chaos around you that now it's okay for me to move because this and this is going bad. But if you're given the decision, okay, are you okay to move with that? Move into that place. I mean, I'm not saying move, like literally move, but maybe some of you, you've been kind of like, you've been afraid to fail, or you've been afraid of your own voice because you felt like other people's voices are more valuable. So you've always tried to get other people involved because you've been afraid to hear yourself. So you can go back to this, and you can go in this mentality to go back to this, but you have to remember, you have to be ready, because your point in going to this shouldn't be to show them your cards so that your cards are valuable. Your cards are already valuable in your hand, whether they see them or not. If anything, just doing this, you should shine and attract the best person. So you really have to ask yourself why you're doing this, because this is awesome. And, you know, some of you guys are just going to do it and that's going to be your path. But you need to make sure it's not because you want to prove yourself to them, or you don't want their worth or your worth intertwined in theirs and who they are, or in them in your life. Like, them being in your life doesn't make you more worthy. Wow. Okay. I hope that resonated with you guys. Thanks again, like I said, for the likes, comments, subscribing. I'll let you know in the description below what decks these are. Hey, pile 2. So this is your pile. As I said, these are, my husband and I make these. I'll put a link in the description. As far as the site on Etsy, because it's not my Wandering Wellspring site, it's a different site, and you can check those out there. This one is African Opal Jasper, so it's good for the heart chakra, stabilizing it, and then it also provides calming and purifying properties. It's good for inner peace and alignment while aiding in emotional healing, so it's a really good stone. Okay, so I also said, I don't remember what I said. Okay. So yeah, and again, thanks for commenting and subscribing. It really helps my channel grow. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna do, you know what? I feel like this one first. Okay. Eight of Earth. Okay, so it's 8 of Pentacles. Basically, it's a matter of, I mean, I see it's almost like joy in this too, but it's a matter of, you know, being detail oriented and really enjoying your work and being a hard worker. And I mean, that might be what you're doing in work right now. Like maybe that's affecting your relationship situation, or maybe that's the attitude you're taking in, you know, relationship or prospective relationship you're looking at. God, this card's so crazy. It's interesting too, like it's like this is a handle normally of the guitar, like you hold it, not handle, but you know what I mean, the fretboard or whatever, and that's like a tree there, so it's like where you hold on to is growing out these branches, and it's like got more growth that technically, honestly, you could make more fretboards with and you could grow. So it's like, it's just weird, like how the place that you hold on to it is like, there's something to that. I'll combine that with other cards when I'm looking intuitively. There's something to that. Sorry, I told pile 1, and I'm probably gonna tell every pile. I was hoping it wouldn't affect me, but I'm kind of on juice brain right now. Like I'm on day 2 of a juice fast. So like, yeah, like I said, I was hoping it wouldn't affect me because reading tarot is really intuition based, but you still got to communicate what you're being guided to. And when I can't get my words out right, I mean, no, I've been having like slip ups in words though that were actually, I think, fitting for the reading. So we'll see how yours goes. But yeah, I'm a little bit, not slower per se, but just a little bit different pace and different than my normal. So I didn't think about that when I started the fast, to be honest with you. Yeah, we're gonna start with these first. And I don't read reversals, so 6 of Wands, Page of Swords, 5 of Swords, and the Hermit. Here, let me try to get these out of the way a little. I want to keep it in the... So 6 of Wands is, I mean, it's partially, it's leadership, but it's also like enjoying your position, not creating foundation per se, but even creating foundation in the leadership, like in having confidence in your position, in what you're doing, but joy in it, really. It's a big thing about joy. Page of Swords is potential or a messenger, as far as communication, thoughts, mental, intellectual. I'm trying to see this in regards to your reading. And then 5 of Swords is, a lot of times it's fighting a battle, or not battle, but fighting, putting things out there, in, even if you, like, a losing battle. Like, even if you know, like, you're not going to be accepted, it's not going to be accepted, just being like, okay, that energy of, I'm just going to do this anyways. This is what I believe. Like, it's a very, not stubborn energy, kind of stubborn, but it's almost mentally stubborn. It's not so much emotionally, but it's weird. It's hard to explain that. And then, yeah, the Hermit. What's funny is this one, he's like facing this way. Like, normally the Hermit is going backwards, not backwards, but, you know, retreating and surveying, you know, past, future you want, and present. And it's kind of that, like, almost that energy. But it's taking a step back before and, like, deciding, okay, what's going to happen? What am I going to do? What's next? And resting in that, though. But I really feel like, I don't know, there's something about this Hermit, like with this facing this way and this way. I feel like this Hermit is more active, especially with that butterfly there too, for you guys, for some of you. The Hermit's more active. So, like, it's either, I'm trying to see. Okay, so the Hermit is more active and he's shedding his light, you know, and lighting the path or whatever, his path. But what's funny is, like, not symbolically, but order-wise or whatever, he's shining the light on this card. So he's shining the light on the, not tension, but putting things out there, the whole, like, well, I'm just going to do this whether this fails or not. Because, like, you know, that passion, it's almost passion, but it's a lot of times it's an intellectual, kind of obsessive passion. But, like, not emotionally charged. I don't know how to describe it. I probably would know how to describe it better if my communication was at my normal level right now, but okay, and then that's the thing too, is he's got the sword, so it's like it's shedding light on that action, that concept. But then one of them, like, it's not this one, but it feels like that's like one of these swords, so it's like coming over here and it's fighting this. So it feels like for some of you, it just feels like this is you and your, one of you and then the other, or you and the other person. And it's like this perspective energy where when one sheds light on what's going on of the, well, I'm going to do this and it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter if you support me or not, but it doesn't matter if anyone agrees with me or not. Like, this is what I'm saying and this is what needs to happen. That kind of goes out and it goes to here. And it feels like this is like a mental battle situation. So, because it's Page of Swords is potential or like a messenger of like communication, intellectual. So it feels like that's what clashes. And it really feels like for some of you, this person, this side is the mental energies. So it's like you might do this, like you or the other person might shed light on, you know, that energy of, I'm going to just push through. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to do this. Not, I'm going to push through. I keep saying that. Maybe for some of you, that's what it is more like. But, you know, fighting a losing battle, basically, that, like, not impulsive, but that, not compulsive, obsessive. But this other person in their head is caught on each time they have to fight that in you. So it's like, you might not think anything of this, and you're just trying to show, oh, well, this is what it was like before, and this is what happened before, and this is like, this is what I'm doing, or it's weird for this energy coming through. But then when you do that, this person's like, it's going in their memory and their mentality as this is something they always have to fight in you, whether it actually is or not. Like, I feel like this isn't necessarily something they always have to fight in you, but they feel like, oh my gosh, my nose is just suddenly itching, like literally like as if I have a cat hair in it or something. Oh, sorry. Maybe you guys are bothered by something like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's like itching your nose. It's like an annoyance, but I don't think it really is. Like, I think this is something you're passionate about. You're taking your time and you're saying, okay, I'm going to survey this. I'm going to figure out like what I want and what's needed. But in that, you shed light on, well, this is what I did with this, and this is how this happened. And sometimes this is your battles, and sometimes this is their battles. So sometimes it's like pointing fingers, but you're literally just trying to move forward and not repeat the past and go into a better direction. And they feel like it's just, why do you keep bringing up the past? And in their mind, they're like, well, they keep bringing up the past. They're stuck in the past, and they're mad, is what they're thinking about you. And you're just like, no, I'm just trying to figure this out. Not even I'm just trying to figure this out, but I'm trying to figure this out and make sure I don't continue this going forward. And then this is the energy they're coming with. They're just like, oh, well, I just want to, you know, not be in charge, but I mean, it is. It's almost like be in charge in the sense of like, be the man. I don't mean that way. Like have everything together. Have everything together and feel like the leader and feel, but this energy of like, everything goes smoothly and everything's going to happen good and I'm super smooth and super easy or good at doing this. I don't know how to describe that, but like I can see it in my head, but right now it's not coming out. But that's the energy that they have coming behind them. So then when they hit all this, they're like, what the heck? She's not happy. Like, or she, he, whatever. They're not happy, you know, and you're not happy. You're just trying to figure out where you stand on things and what you want in the future and what you want to make from this. So, and then, yeah, exactly. Because you're trying to do a good job. You're trying to be thorough with things. You're actually enjoying yourself. Like I said, this is like, you're not in a bad place in yourself. And some of you guys, this can be you and this might be the other person. And because the way energy works, like, you know, I might be feeling the energy off the person you're dealing with instead, because that's what's on you. But regardless, like, this person is in a good place. It's just, they keep doing this because they're trying to see what's going on and what they need to adjust for future. I just noticed the dragon here. And it's here too. So it's like here, it's right here, and it's starting to get to where, like, because it's the energy, like that's what's going through. But that's not your intention, isn't to cause any kind of strife. And then here it like fully wraps around him. So he feels like, or they feel like they're not encapsulated in a good way, but like encumbered or like kind of not stuck in it, like surrounded in it. So they're surrounded in this strife and chaos in their mind. But in reality, you're just trying to figure out what's going on and how to grow as a couple. Yeah, okay. Let's do the others first. Let's do this one. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And it says codependency. And it could be. I mean, you're trying to shed light on things. This energy feels very like in their head. Like, not in their head, but like not willing to. Some of you guys might be dealing with somebody that's like, and it could be you or the other person, not willing to deal with things emotionally very much. So every time like life happens and they come up to the surface, it's like, get back down there, I don't want to deal with you. And like a lot of times that mentality can be a very avoidant mentality and can lead to just issues where you're seeking the healing you need because you're not delving inside in other areas by numbing yourself. But also, I mean, for some of you, this is a small percentage, but I think this card is more for that. I feel like this is a good thing for most of you, but some of you get stuck in this and get this whole thing happening, and this ends up being the bad thing. And this is kind of an addiction. So you're wanting to, your heart is good in wanting to change the future from what you've dealt with and wanting to learn from the past. But when you get in this, some of you might be getting stuck in this anger and in this, no, I need to do this, and this obsession with that. And it becomes kind of an addiction. And then that dance ends up being codependent, because then they feel the need, they need to respond to that. And then you feel the need, you need to, and it's just this constant back and forth. And it's not a healthy back and forth because they're on a different path than you. And I mean, and it can work, but there needs to be some communication. I mean, swords is also communication, mental energy, all that. So they might be talking to you about it, or they might just be thinking. I think there's a group of you, though, that it's stuck in their mind like this card, it's stuck in the page of the person that's represented by this mind that, you know, this is how you always are. And it's not because you always are that, but that's what's fresh in their mind. And for some of you too, like they see this is a possibility, this castle. They see the possibility of growing with you. They like this element of your desire to look into things, to grow and to heal. They like that, but it's this whole thing they get sucked into because it's their ego. They want to, like, you get sucked in by your, not codependent, but your codependency, your need to, your addiction to understanding the past and needing to feel safe from it. So basically not trusting and not growing, because you can look back at the past and learn from it. But if you get stuck in it and stuck in this pattern, then pretty soon you bring the past into the present. So it becomes an addiction when you look at it and then you start kind of pitying yourself and pitying things and being like, well, this is what they said this. I'm going to put, like, I'm stuck on this. I'm going to push this way. I'm going to do, it becomes like this, it's hard to explain, but almost this obsessive energy. And they get stuck because they decide they don't want to ever dig inside. They don't want to encounter these ghosts or these things in the past. So they're just constantly like trying to, like whack-a-mole, get back down there, get back down, over and over and over. And it's just this constant like unhealthy pattern that's been happening for some of you guys. And this is what you keep saying. You keep saying, if I focus on this, like it's almost like the handle or, the fretboard or whatever, like it's gonna turn into something bigger. It's gonna grow into something bigger. Some of you guys, the positive end of that is it's gonna grow into something bigger and I can understand it and I can heal and I can do that. The negative side of what some of you guys feel with that card is it's going to grow into something bigger and then it'll be more things I don't understand and I need to figure out and I need to know why. So I need to figure out, I need to get to the bottom of this, but you're not getting to the bottom of it because you're constantly, it's like you're trying to force a healing and force an understanding of things that emotionally you're not ready for. And it's not, you're not ready for it because, oh, you're behind. No. It's just, you need other experiences first before you get there. And then by the time that healing comes, it'll make sense. But you can't force it because when you try to force it, you encounter things that you end up taking the wrong heart with and just being like, well, I need to change that in my mentality. But those are things that heart changes need to happen first. So it's really like, yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Let's do this one first. Break addiction. There you go. Okay, so yeah. It's an addiction. If some of you guys might be even going into this place because maybe it's a drug dependencies, maybe something like some of you guys, substances are making you more in that mentality, like say like the butterfly, that like, in that way. And I mean, like I said, some of you guys, that's a really good thing, but there might be a group of you guys that is making you want to do this more and you're getting more obsessive about it. I don't feel like that's for this guy. I feel like this one might be, not this guy, but this person. But some of you it could be that, but I feel like a lot of it's this, and it's the addiction of this. But there's an element again of, when you break that, when you let go, and then like growth happens. There's a healing, there's a growth. I mean, just like this is just supposed to be like a fretboard and it grows. And then this grows too. It's like, there's growth. I mean, even there's that light there and then there's this here. So there's always something you're like working towards. But some of you guys, that's how you got in it in the first place, because you were always working towards understanding so that you can feel safe, because you haven't been feeling safe in yourself, because you haven't dealt with other things within yourself. For some of you. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. And that's huge. Like, a lot of it is you have to change your mindset, Because, here, let me put it closer up to you. Sorry, I need to show you guys more. There's that. There's that. And there's that. I think I did these, but if I didn't, here we go again. Sorry, I probably should have done that earlier. Okay. So yeah, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. And yeah, it's like, if you get stuck in this, that's not what you're doing. So it's, you kind of have to be mindful of what you're putting your focus on. Are you putting your focus on this addictive cycle, on this codependency, on this, oh, well, they did this, so now I have to do this, or they said this, so now I have to defend myself and do this. It's like, it's just a constant cycle where it's about the other person or the outside influence rather than where you are and what you need at the moment actually for your healing and your growth. But a lot of this is, I mean, attracting that energy, because when you get stuck in that, then, I mean, even this, if this person is stuck on you being like that, and in their mind they're saying, well, you're always like that, then they're kind of going into that mentality too. They're going into the mentality of seeing you more often here than you actually are. And then when they do that, sometimes you might go here more. I mean, it's a cycle. Karmic relationship. Yeah, you guys are probably dealing with a karmic situation. Fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. Exactly, letting go. Like, this is a whole addiction. This situation is like an addictive mentality. For those of you not dealing with any kind of substance issues or addictions actually in the relationship, yeah, this itself is the addiction. And it's not that you guys are necessarily bad. I mean, you know, it's whatever, you know, each different situation, but you've been in a bad pattern. And so in order to do that, though, you need to let go and love you. So you need to focus on yourself. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I see. You know what's funny is both of you guys feel like you're paving a way. You feel like you're paving a way by knowing and wanting to understand and figure out things so you don't repeat issues or problems, or you get to the bottom of stuff, or, you know, or even addressing this. And they feel like they're paving a way by, like, in this energy of, oh, okay, everything's gonna happen good and I'm gonna push through. But it's not push through like work together, push through. It's, I got it, I'm good. You know, like, it's this like hidden making it happen within themselves, but not really actually delving into grow the inside, but rather kind of almost faking it till you make it. But they kind of believe it, like, that that's the way to do it. Like, it doesn't really seem like they really understand they're faking it till they make it. They're not, like, if they are, they're not conscious of that. But you guys both are going with this energy, like, paving a way. Like, it's like they're using their horn to, like, push through and, you know, knock things down. And you're using your light to shed light. So it's like they're bulldozing and you're, like, trying to brighten everything. But some things aren't ready to be bright yet. Like, some things naturally, as soon as the stuff around it gets brightened up, like, the stuff around it, it's almost like if the plants, right? The stuff around it, like, is, like, luminescent or whatever. And it will light up the stuff that you'd be trying to brighten up right now that really don't need it. Yeah. I hope that made sense. I was kind of, it's interesting. But yeah, it's a matter of working on yourself, letting go, and knowing that, you know, just because it feels comfortable what you guys have been doing, because it's what you do, what you've done, and how you've related, it doesn't mean it's healthy for either of you. So part of finding a different way to be, or being the actual hermit and making the future different, and, you know, taking a step back, is going to be not needing to analyze the relationship, but rather analyze where you stand and who you are. And that itself might even break that pattern. Like, I mean, they'll do their part, you know, you guys both do your parts, but I'm just saying, like, that's your part in it, is to love you. Okay, pile 3. So this is your pile. I told the other piles. These are wire wrapped crystals my husband and I do. I'll put the link in the description below. It's not I have a Wandering Wellspring Etsy, but it's a different shop. It's not Wandering Wellspring. So, and yeah, you can purchase them there, this and then all the others that were in the piles. Let's see, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do the tarot first. Let's go like that. And I don't do reversals, so. So King of Swords, World card, 7 of Pentacles, and Strength. And I'll help make sure you guys can see too. And this is a new like phone camera setup, and even like I moved all my furniture and everything. So everything in this setup is different. So I'm still kind of getting acclimated to it. Like, I'm not even sure when I show you the cards if you can really see it, because now I can't see what I'm doing. Like, I'll have to look later and I'll try to learn from my mistakes. But yeah, so King of Swords is it's authority, but it's mental and communication authority. A lot of times it's also putting down boundaries. It's like having that kind of authority to be able to put down boundaries, to be able to, in your mind, like compartmentalize things and just have authority in that space. The World is, it's kind of, you know, coming together. There could be a closing or like a finalizing, and things can come together. Just conclusion, basically. 7 of Pentacles is, a lot of times it's, you know, looking at the past and the future and adjusting things like in your work, or, you know, it's that energy of that kind of mentality of like saying, okay, well, I need to change this, I need to do this according to, you know, what I want and what works. So it's kind of shifting gears and, you know, figuring out what works for what you're trying to do. And then the Strength card. One thing with the Strength card is it's a matter of, you know, like the woman with the lion, the more she trusts and has compassion and doesn't fall into her instinct of being afraid with the lion, the more loving she can be with the lion. And then the lion has to kind of fight their instinct to kind of devour her, rip her to pieces. And so the lion trusts her, and then they can be stronger together because they have the compassion and the strength. And just that full rounded together, that concept of being stronger together. I really feel like for a lot of you, this is something where you feel like this is kind of ongoing. And if you aren't together with this person, this is like something you've felt whole and complete in. And I don't mean complete, like, this isn't the type of energy where you feel like you need to be with this person to complete yourself. Like, you feel complete in yourself. But it's actually it feels very kind of healthy so far from what I can see. But a lot of it is you have this energy of coming together and knowing, you know, what's their territory and what's your territory. And that might work for you guys, where you understand that you don't have to look like them and they don't have to look like you, as long as you have boundaries as far as what you'll allow in your space, or, you know, how you'll allow yourself to be treated. I mean, a lot of you guys, this is a long time coming. like to where you've come to this place of becoming this person. I mean, some of you guys, it might not be. Some of you guys, is just who you are. But no, I feel like there's passion behind this. There's a passion, like putting down the sword. So this, a lot of you guys, this is a passionate, like, this is how I'm going to do things. This is how I am now. This is what I've learned. And in a good way. Like, you've learned to be strong in yourself and keep your own, stay strong in yourself. I feel like for some of you guys, this is like your energy and this is the other person's energy. And then the other person's would be like, okay, you know, learning from the past, growing, you know, adjusting things. Seems really flexible though. Very flexible in this card. Flexible to change their patterns and change things according to what needs to be done, and detail oriented. But also flexible in this card of understanding that they're not just themselves. Like, they're stronger with a partner, and it's not a codependent thing though. It's a, let me come together as a strong person in myself and trust that you're strong and we'll be, you know, unstoppable together. So they have a very flexible understanding in this sense, at least, and really team oriented, but not in a codependent way energy, like really strong, really good. And you're coming from a like, okay, I'm a strong person in myself, and you know, my identity. Yeah, I really feel like that's what it is for some of you. For a lot of you, I think. I really feel like it's, yeah, two different people here. And like I said, you're either, you've been in this relationship for a while and this is where you've come and this is who you are. But those of you that are single and reading this reading, or not reading, watching this reading, this is the energy you're coming in with, and this is the energy the other person has. And I mean, again, it looks really good. It looks like you're ready. It looks like, I mean, they may be a little bit more flexible than you, so there might be some things in that, but regardless, it's not from a bad place though. Like, you have it's a strong, you know who you are. That's what you're coming with. You know who you are. You know the dark and the light, and you accept and love yourself. Trying to see if there's anything else I see in this. Yeah, okay. Let's pull this one. Another tarot. 8 of Fire. So 8 of Wands. And I mean, 8 of Wands is generally fast, like comes at you fast. And it's, I mean, sometimes it's fast coming at you, or sometimes you're putting things in fast. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is, you're putting things in fast. So you know what you want, and you know, like, almost like I'm going to pinpoint this, like I shoot the arrow and make it go there. But it's not from like a scarcity mindset. It's a, this is who I want, or this is who I am, and this is who I want. I'm good. You know, like, it's a confident place. It's really powerful. I do feel like there's a huge, crap, the light, the sun is coming in right here. Oh no. Okay, so you'll have to, gosh, I'll have to remember this. This is like a new setup, like I said. I hope it's not too distracting. I'll try to put them here, because I closed all the blinds, but there's still like a crack in the blinds, and it is literally shining in my eyes right now. It's really funny though, like, so here's the deal. Oh, okay, guess I'll go here. I was saying there's a similarity between this card and this card, but because of the sunflowers, in my head, I was thinking this is a sun card, like while I was thinking that, while I went to go do the blinds. And then, but it's not. But it's funny because that's the success that's in this, is that sun card, success and celebration. But like I said, what I was going to say is there's a really big similarity between this card and this card. It's like the lights that are created. It's not saying that, I'm not saying that they're created by that, but that's what I'm seeing. The lights that are created by this energy and this passion is almost like the sunflowers here. And the thing is the sunflowers, they chase the sunlight. They chase the sun, you know, going, setting and rising or whatever. So it's like the energy you put out and you create naturally draws, naturally is attracted to this light. So it's like in the security and in this security in yourselves you have, when you guys come together, it's like this light. And I mean, 8 of fire, 8 of wands is normally like fast moving, like I said. So you might be feeling like this is fast moving, or this is developing, or it's just, I don't know, it's really weird. I feel like this is more showing that. So maybe, yeah, for you guys, like this is like a fast thing. Like maybe you guys, some of you feel like, for some of you, this might not be for all of you, but your union together, or maybe even their attitude of being like this, their attitude of being willing to combine and trust, for you might feel a little bit fast for some of you. But this is what they're coming with. So, I mean, it's fully good. Like, it's not, I'm not saying fully good, but there's nothing wrong in it. Like, it's strong, it's mature, and you're just coming with a different attitude. But yours is still mature in yourself and strong. So it's really good. Like, from what I'm seeing, I mean, this looks like a really good union or potential possibility. Let's go ahead and do this one. There you go. Yeah, release fear. There you go. So if you're looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so quick to want to combine with me or grow with me, or in general, their attitude about relationships and about combining and working together with someone is foreign to you because you haven't seen someone so willing, like really you need to release the fear. I mean, look at these two. All these cards are like it's almost like these ones are like all together, like they're all the same color. So I really feel like it's all about that card. Okay, for some of you, sometimes he hides, or the other person hides this willingness and desire for, not companionship though, like not desire like a desperation, but like this like desire for a connection like that by this. So it's almost like this door, because like look at 2, like 25, 5 and 2, so 7. So it's like for some of you guys, I really feel like, and yeah, like they hide it. So they hide this desire to be like this by like okay, let me make sure everything goes good. I'm just trying to be logical here. I'm just trying to make sure we do things correctly, you know, so we can, you know, grow and we can build this, you know, with the logic, they logicize it by saying, okay, well, they're going to do it because of that, because they want to grow this area and that area. Some of you guys, they want to grow their business side or their work side. So they say that, but really what it is it's so that they can have this, or it's hiding this. So part of it, it's okay. For some of you guys, you need to release the fear. And I mean, sometimes this could be you and this could be them, or this is you and this is them. It's really a matter, because I mean, a lot of times, you know, the energy of the person you're dealing with sometimes is read in readings. So instead of you, or both, whatever, or reversed. But yeah, so for some of you, you need to release the fear that this is something that's untrustable necessarily. Just do you, keep doing you, and, you know, just wait and see, you know, where things go. See where, you know, let them show their colors, not you decide that this isn't you. So this is, you know, foreign and kind of scary because you haven't encountered it. For the other group of you, some of you, if you're this person, you need to recognize that that's what you're doing. Because by hiding this with this, yeah, this might not be bad and this might not be bad. But if you hide this with this, that means you're ashamed of this and you feel like there's something wrong with that. And ultimately, even if you're with somebody that's super independent, That's part of who you are. So if you hide that, you draw either people that don't have that and that wouldn't work with that because they don't see it, or you don't draw the people that, you know, normally might actually work with that. So it's a matter of being true to yourself. You don't need to put it out there. You don't need to be like that, but you don't need to work in a spirit of fear anymore, because this mentality of, okay, I'm a good partner and I like to be good. Like a lot of times you might have seen in the past, maybe for you or in other people or anything like that, like that might have been torn down in you because they weren't good team players. Or you may, because a lot of times in society, that's what happens. That, oh, you need to be strong in yourself. You need to do this, you need to do that. But just because you're a good team player with someone else doesn't mean that you're weak in yourself. I mean, it's obvious. Like, it doesn't seem like that's the case. I don't feel that energy. I mean, maybe some of you might need to ask yourself, make sure you're not coming from that place of trying to better yourself with somebody else, you know, that you're strong in yourself. But originally I haven't felt that, and I don't think that's really for too many people. I really feel like you just need to be honest with yourself is a big thing, and be true to yourself so that that can shine brighter. And by brighter, I don't mean stronger and louder, but I mean brighter meaning more sincere, and so you'll actually attract people that appreciate these qualities in you. Yeah. Because sometimes it seems like you're moving fast. It does. But that's part of it. The reason why is because when this hides this, then this starts feeling like, not stagnant, but like stuck energy. So it operates more differently. It operates differently. It operates more, not aggressively, but the energy itself doesn't match the outside. So it feels untrustable. So it feels more like, oh, this is going too fast. Oh, this is like this. When in reality, you're just not being honest with yourself. So that's why your energy isn't moving smoothly, and you're looking less like somebody that is trustable, or less like somebody that knows what they want or knows who they are. Because as soon as you act like somebody that knows who you are, then this energy starts moving more freely, and it doesn't need to move so fast. It just is. And when it needs to move fast, it'll move fast. When it needs to move slow, it'll move slow. So, then let's see. Let's go with this one. I surrendered to a power greater than me. Yeah, surrendering. And there's also, that's so interesting. Okay. Huh. Because, I mean, this is butterflies, but that looks almost like a necklace situation. So it's like half a butterfly situation, half like a necklace, and a necklace is jewelry. So it's like wearing this energy instead of trying to hide who you are. Be honest with who you are. I surrender. So be you. Just let go. Be you. Be real to a power greater than me. Even if that power is just who you are. I mean, obviously, you know, to the divine and to spirit and everything, but I'm just saying, like, be true to yourself. Don't be ashamed of who you are, because it gets even worse then. If you cover it up, then that starts looking like something shady. That starts looking like something, and then the energy doesn't travel correctly. Hold on really quick before I do that. And then for those of you that this is who you are, yeah, just surrender. Like I said, just don't judge it. Just see things for what they are, but trust that maybe that's the situation, and just do you. Just keep doing you, and just let it play out. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. That reminds me of that. So, I mean, a lot of times you might be coming across really, really intense because you're trying to hide it so much, because you have so much of this desire. Yeah, you just need to be true to yourself. And if you're this person, then yeah, just that's why everything's happening, is because this is going on. Children, your love life is being affected by children. And I mean, some of you, maybe you're looking at this, like if you're this person, you're looking at this and you're like, that's too fast. That's not even like, or that's, you know, like you're looking at it as, you know, a parent, and, you know, you're not wanting to jump into something that looks like some, you know, high school sweetheart romance situation. Like you have real life. And so this whole fantasy and this whole thing like doesn't feel very comfortable, because it doesn't seem like reasonable for someone in your position. And then, I mean, the other person too, if you're this person, like you might be like this. If this is you might be acting like this because you're looking at it as, well, I only have so much time. I need to do this. You know, I can't really show this very much. So you keep hiding it by this because you have children. You can't really show that. You can't really, you know, and it's just, I really feel like for you guys, like aside from just this reading, you just have to be honest with yourself, but also understand that the weight you might be feeling because you have kids in your position, in dating or in trying to grow in a relationship or any of that, is totally understandable. And you don't need to feel guilty about it. You don't need to feel like judged by it. You don't need to feel like it's putting a damper on things, because it's understandable. That's where you are, and that's this season in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah. And for some of you guys, the other person understands that maybe more than you. Like you might be more judgy about your situation with a kid, and the person you're dealing with totally understands. But you might be making it harder because you're feeling so held back or controlled by it. But the other person doesn't really think anything of it. It's not negative in that way. So I hope that resonated. You know, thanks again for commenting, and subscribing. Liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'll go ahead and put the decks I used in the description below. And hey, pile 4. So this is pile 4 for you. I told the other piles that these are pendants that me and my husband made, and we sell them on our Etsy site, on the, not my Wandering Springs Etsy site because that's different, but Visionary Studios. I'll put the link in the description below. This is Angel Aura Quartz. It's supposed to help with insight and connection to the divine and cosmic consciousness. It can help heal and balance all the chakras, and it's really good for optimizing your abilities as far as psychic abilities and things like that. It's uplifting to me, at least, I feel. Then this is blue goldstone, which it's associated with, actually, I mean, it's blue, but it's associated, interesting. Yeah, I was looking into that. I mean, it's throat chakra, but it's also root and sacral, a lot of sites will say too, so it's weird. But it's really good for uplifting energy, protection, and ambition, and it really is. It's like, I don't know, something about wearing blue goldstone like feels cheering, like cheers me up type. I don't know, it's really weird. It's hard to explain. It's a really pretty stone though. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so let's see what we got for you. Let's start with the tarot cards. Okay, so let's go that way. And I don't do reversals, so. Okay, so 9 of Cups, you know, it's actually kind of, sorry, I'm moving. I'm not used to this setup. Like I told the other piles and stuff, like I got a new camera situation and I moved furniture around and now there's like light on my, yeah, so I'm not used to it. We'll see, we'll figure it out and get things acclimated and better. But yeah, so 9 of Cups, moving forward, not moving forward. It's basically, you know, being solid and secure in yourself. Cups is generally in relationships, and this is a relationship reading. So, you know, it's coming to a place of being secure and just being by yourself. So it's solitude, but it's a good solitude. It's like you understand what you possess, what you hold. Temperance is, you know, balancing things that don't necessarily seem like they'd go together and creating something new that's better than the original. 6 of Pentacles is, you know, it is generally, it's giving, but I always see it as also giving, taking, because when you get into that mentality of being willing to give and like that heart, like not just giving, but like kind of when you get into that energy that you have confidence that you can give and you can bless others, you also start becoming able to be blessed. So it's also like, I feel like it's also giving and receiving. It's kind of me though. But it's a joy in that. It's the joy of helping and blessing others. And then 6 of Wands. So it's just leadership, but it's leadership, but it's a joy in that leadership. And it's also partially building a foundation of that leadership. So just kind of that kind of mentality. So let's see, as far as intuitively, according to your reading though, I really feel like a lot of you guys are kind of sitting in this, like he's sitting there like that, like he's sitting in that, and it's with this heart of like, okay, well, I'm going to balance things. I'm going to wait and I'm going to see like what needs to be done when, and wait on the right timing, basically. I really feel like Temperance isn't always a timing card. Sometimes it's, like I said, elements and stuff, but sometimes it's like the right timing is what I feel in this situation, at least. And you're trying to give though. You're trying to give because you want to be more giving, because if it's not in the right time, if you're giving and you're helping people, or not helping people, but if you're giving out of the wrong heart, out of obligation and things like that, then it's not going to come with this joy. It's not going to come with this wholehearted giving. So it's like you're in this place, but you're partially in that place because, like, in this place of, you know, happy in your solitude and strong in understanding your solitude and understanding your value in yourself, just by yourself. And you're in this place though because, like, or not because, but this is what you're doing in it. Like, you're trying to come to this area of being able to be in a giving relationship, a giving, taking, an equal relationship, equal. Like, even with the Temperance, it's like it's a mixing of different things, mixing different elements that might not seem like they go together, but it's a mixing. So it's like you want to be in a union where you work together. I mean, most people do, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of why you're sitting out in this, because you're waiting for that right person. You're waiting for somebody that can be an equal. I mean, they don't have to be exactly like you, but they can be an equal. And you might even understand that. You might understand now, some of you guys, that the other person you're with doesn't have to be like you. Like, you might have in the past felt like, oh, you're always looking for someone similar to you and all that. And now, like, you're coming to a place, some of you, not all of you, where you're just like, okay, well, I want to be able to balance with somebody. I want to work with somebody. And I want to be able to lead. I want to grow together. I want to be able to have that confidence. Because, again, so much joy here. I mean, this is a joy too, even though it's not the 6, but 6 of Pentacles is a joyful thing. 6 of Wands, it's a joy thing. Like, you don't want to feel like this is a chore. And you don't want to feel like obligated to lead or obligated to do anything. Like, you really just want to, like, naturally, I do this, but it's naturally come together in your strengths with somebody. And that's why you're sitting in this right now, because you're waiting on that. And I mean, for some of you, there might be someone coming that is like that. You might have the Six of Wands coming. So it's like, that's who you're wanting to be yourself. But that's also like what's coming is somebody that is going to be that joyful leader. So it's like, you might be a joyful giver and, you know, giver, and like, you're trying to grow yourself in this and understanding the balance. But then, you know, a leader, there might be somebody that does like to lead things, and that does like to just be in places of leadership, whether it's work situations or things like that. And they really enjoy that. So that might be like the person that's coming through, that's coming up, that you might be dealing with. It might be a fire sign, wands, but again, like I said, that's one group of you. Some of you, that might just be your energy you're going in. Okay. Let's go out. Oh no, let's do this. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. There you go, King of Earth. So King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is like authority. Excuse me. Actually, it's similar to this. It's authority, at least in the way I like this card. I like to see this card. It's authority in finances and in material stuff and things like that. But it's that energy where it's like the ability where, you know, you can invest in people or invest in opportunities. And part of the reason you're able to invest is not just you have the money, but you have the trust that it's going to come back to you. So you have this confidence and you have this abundance mentality. At least that's what the King of Pentacles is. It has the confidence and that abundance mentality to keep it going, because you're constantly investing and being drawn to the right opportunities, and then it grows and comes back to you. And it's just this constant. And that's why I say it's similar to this, because this is a energy of giving, but it's like such a open-hearted giving that it's like you naturally attract it back. Not necessarily from that person, but just from those people, but the universe in general. You attract this. So really, like, that's your heart right now. Like, literally, you want this. You want to be the person that can give without being in a relationship. I mean, this is Pentacles. And some of you guys, let's see. Some of you guys, you might feel like your work situation or work attitude or stuff you're dealing with in work affects your relationships. So that's why. So you might be like this in your work, but it's also in your job, I believe. Or not job, I mean relationships. Where you want to be this energy where you can give and you can invest in stuff. You can invest in a relationship and not be like, oh, is this going to work? Or is this going to be like this? You don't want to be on the fence anymore. And you don't want to be like hanging on somebody's every word. You want to pick correctly. You want to be with the right person. You don't want to settle, but you want to pick, and you want that energy, like your energy, in the right place, so that you draw in people that aren't afraid to work with you, that aren't afraid to rise up in their giftings, that aren't afraid to rise up in their path. And so that's where you're at right now. You're literally just trying to put this out there. Like, you're resting. You're literally like, I feel like for a lot of you, for a lot of you, you're in this place where you're resting in that, you're trusting. That's why you're okay with being alone in there. But your ultimate goal in a relationship is to be able to put forth, be willing to invest, and have the heart to invest, and not expect it back. Or not expect it back in a place of fear. But know that because you've chosen right, and because all this energy, and because the universe has provided all this stuff and everything, it's gonna happen anyways. So when you don't have that scarcity mindset, you attract it more, and it gets better and better and grows, and you grow together. And that's what you're waiting for. Like this ultimate thing. You're in a really good place is what it looks like. The presence of love will always cast out fear. Exactly. Like you're in that place. Like I feel like, I mean, there might be some of you that might struggle in this place. Like you're in this, that are newly coming to this, that are like, is this gonna work? Is this like, is this person ever gonna be out here? Like, who is this person? And you're like trying to find, like, maybe some of you, yeah, that person, some of you that are this group of people that I'm talking to might be like, have in the past or have toyed with the idea of like buying your way through, or, you know, trying to not bribe, but like feel like you owe it, like, that you have to pay for the right person. And I don't mean like pay, but literally like you have to keep them around. Like you need to make it worth their while. And even though it's a equal give and take, like a partnership, it needs to be, you know, in that way. You can't have that mentality. And so you've kind of gone from that place, and I feel like a lot of you aren't in there anymore, but that's where you were. And you've learned that like always the lights in the dark, the light in the dark, like there's so much contrast. It's like you've learned presence of love will always cast out fear. You've learned to be the light. You've learned that in order to attract a relationship, the kind that you've been wanting, the kind of connection you've been wanting, you have to be a light. Not so that you can brighten up the other person, but so that you can have so much confidence in yourself being a light that you won't be afraid if the lights go out. Not because the lights are going to go out, but just that you have that much faith and trust. That you can just trusting in yourself. Let's see. It's a no. So for some of you guys, something's a no. I don't know if maybe you guys are looking at possibly settling with somebody or something. Not settling, but settling for someone that doesn't apply to this, or not doesn't apply, but that doesn't fulfill this requirements that you've put for what you want. If you're looking to settle or compromise, it looks like this is kind of where you're still needing to be, because if they're supposed to be for you, then you'll grow in ways that you'll see them in a different light and it'll work, or they'll grow in different ways. Like you're not supposed to settle for someone that's almost there, because it's not a matter of people aren't good enough or looking for perfection in that sense, but rather when you settle for someone that's almost there, in your mind, you've gone to the place of, some of you have gone to the place of, okay, well, let me help them get that last step. Let me help them get this place. And then it's become about you helping them in their mind rather than them doing it. And then they don't get to grow and be this leader. They don't get to grow and be this person that's like good for you. So you might know somebody. Some of you guys might be dealing with somebody that is almost there, but you don't need any almosts right now. Let me see something. Just looking at this side. I can't see it. Yeah, because she's like wrapped herself around like this stuff, but like she's looking backwards. So I feel like some of you guys, like you might be looking at a past person. And this is literally like saying like, it's a no, like, don't worry about the past person. Don't try to go backwards. Some of you, it's a past person. Some of you, it's you going backwards in yourself in order to make something work with somebody. And this is saying, don't do that. Like, just keep doing you, keep going forward. You're in a really good healing path right now. Yeah. But you might feel vulnerable. I feel like some of you guys feel vulnerable where you're at right now. You're strong and you understand where you are, but some of you guys are newly getting here. So it still feels vulnerable. It still feels like, if some of it's you don't know what to expect. Some of it you might be getting pressures from outside pressures, from other people that, you know, you need to go on this, jump on that. But in your heart, you know what to do. You've been doing the right thing. Just don't look backwards is a thing, like in that and that heart in that way. Yeah, flirt. It says flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So yeah, you might be here, but you might be soon in a place to start trying to extend your energy to others in that way. But it's in this way. It's not a let me bring light to you and light up your world because you're in the darkness. It's a I'm a light and I want to share light with you. Like I want you to show me your light and I'll show you mine. You know, like in light terms at least. So yeah, you can flirt, you can do all that, but you can't be trying to save other people, and at least you shouldn't be, not in this path, and you shouldn't be trying to look in the past or make compromises and go backwards on your path, on who you know you are. Coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Yeah, exactly. So some of you guys are moving out of this, or not moving out of this. Like, it's good that you've been here, but now you're starting to get called into shining and being the new healed self that you've become and sharing that. So yeah. I hope that resonated. Sorry, my music kept going in and out, so I kind of had to deal with that and figure it out. But yeah, so thank you for all your likes, commenting, and subscribing, and that really helps me grow my channel, and it helps me know what you guys like also, obviously. And yeah, so I will see you next time. And like I said, I'll go ahead and put the site where I have the wire wraps in the description below, but I will also put the decks I used in this reading in the description below.